The time I left, I didn't even feel like leaving, and I just felt so at peace in Ghana, and it was just a lot of fun, and also just a cultural experience. But I want to talk to you in this video. This is going to be a brief video, and I'll have a big, in-depth video a little bit later on. But this video is going to tell you everything in about 5 to 7 minutes. And so I'm gonna talk about accommodations, the food, the nightlife, the visa, some of the inside things, where do you wanna get your hair cut, ladies, if you wanna get the pedicure and manicures, you wanna get outfits made, all of that is coming up in this video.
Welcome to Ghana.
So first things first, let me talk about accommodations. So the flyest place that I stayed in Ghana was Kwale's. This hotel is super fresh, and the rooms are like the size of an Airbnb. So I was like, I like this, right? You got a fridge, you got a living room, and depending, you can go from like the studio joint, which is like twice as big as a regular hotel room, up to the 3-bedroom penthouse. Super fly spot. And then also second best place, I would say, in my opinion, is Kempinski. And this is a super huge hotel, while Kwale's is more of a boutique hotel. But that place is also super fresh. And then another week, we spent a couple weeks in Ghana, we stayed in an Airbnb. So Airbnb has quite a few options, and then pound for pound, that was probably the best value that I had for the money. We had like a 3-bedroom unit, and that was like $175 a night in a super nice area called Ridge. So you can see the Airbnb here. And then there's all different options, right? You can probably find a decent spot. I'm not talking about December now. December is like tripled, and I'll talk about December a little bit later on towards the end of this video, but I'm just talking about going any time of year. You could probably find a decent Airbnb for about $40 a night, and then they go all the way up to, something like $300-400 a night for crazier spots. So let's talk about transportation. So Uber is a plug out there, super easy to get around. Just have your phone ready, and just like anywhere else in the world, you order your Uber. My only gripe with Uber is they don't have any bigger cars. They're all pretty much small Toyota Corolla, type of cars at the time of recording. So Uber, I hope you, step that game up and have some more options available. Or you can get a private driver, right? So there's, private drivers that you can drive you around for the day. And I want to talk to you about visas, because this is actually a little bit different when traveling to other places. I was actually in the president's office, and they said, they're working on putting this online and making it an easier process. So shout out to Nadia. We talked about, the changes that they're making. But now, as far as now, what you need to do is you need to apply. And what I'm going to do, like I said, I have an ultimate Ghana guide that you're going to be able to access. So I said the link's going to be in the description of this video, and you're going to be able to know everything that you need to do, especially if you need a visa rush. I'll have all that information. But you need a yellow fever shot, and you can't enter the country without having these two things: a visa. So if you're coming from the Western world, you have a Western passport, this is something that you need. But if you have like a Nigerian or a Ghanaian passport, or a West African passport, you don't need a visa, but you also still do need a yellow fever shot. And then on arrival, shout out to Ghana, one of the flyest, cleanest airports I've ever seen in my life. It is truly a world-class airport. And I can't even say I was expecting an airport that flies. So shout out to Ghana on the airport, an amazing job. And then talking about things to do, man, big up to my Waves crew. My trip would not be the same without them. They introduced me to everyone that I needed to know, and now I can go ahead and share with y'all everything that you need to do when you come to Ghana. And so I'm just so grateful. Shout out to my entire Waves crew. We had Opal, Miss St. John, Pops. Yo, I appreciate y'all to the fullest. And so Things to do. You want to get fly, want to get your hair done, there's a spot called Hair Rack. So they got women's salon downstairs, you can get your hair done. And then upstairs, you have a male spot where you can get, literally they've got like all the drinks on top. So it's just like a fly gentleman spot. It's more of like your upper class place where people get their hair done. Also, I got to send a shout to, I was just rolling around looking for a local spot. I went to like a local shop, and his prices are super good. I think I paid like $3-4 for a haircut. So depending on the vibe that you want, and local dude spot is in Osu, really good area. So, don't fret on that. So ladies, when you come into Ghana, you might want to get your pedi, your mani. Polish is the spot to be. I was like, I like to give my mani, my pedi every now and then. And this place just makes you feel like royalty. You sipping champagne, the chairs, you feel like royalty sitting in these chairs. Service is off the chain, location is great. Shout out to Polish, man, they really took care of the boy. There's a reason I never hit my fitness goals. Cupcake Boutique, man. They heard I was coming to town, so they invited us over. And when I got there, I was like, this is hospitality. They literally had cupcakes with our name on it. And I'd give them a shout out even if they didn't have my name on the cupcake, because this place was just fly. And so, like, literally every celeb that comes into town, this is where they stop in to get their cookies, some juice and some cupcakes, man. I'm telling you, you can just see by the visuals, this place is special. And ladies, if there's something I know about you, I don't want to judge, but the majority of you love to shop. And so when you're talking about the most luxurious shop in Ghana, all the celebs stop there, internationally, local, Kua is that spot. And so they've got some of the flyest handbags. And so I had a couple girls hit me up like, oh my God, can you bring me back a bag from Kua? I saw wearing the bag. And so I stopped by the store and, the place was phenomenal. Now, fellas, if you want to get fresh, if you want to get a traditional outfit made in Ghana, there's only two places that you want to go. There's my guy, Chocolate. Hey, yo, when celebrities come to town, it does not matter if it's a CEO of Twitter, you're talking about Idris Elba, Steve Harvey, you're talking about literally anyone. They come to town, they go see Chocolate. Literally, it's a sin if you don't. But now, his clothing are also like the Rolls Royce of clothing. And his prices start at about $450. But the way I got an outfit made, he came, he saw me and measured me. And a lot of times he can do it without even measuring you. He is just like one of these geniuses when it comes to design. And then based on your personality, he'll whip you something up. I got mine, I was like, yo, this is fly. I was getting compliments on my piece from everyone. So most people a budget though, like his piece start at $450 a piece, but I say, yo, it's one of those things that you got to get one of them. And all of his pieces that are made too are one of one. It's crazy. He literally has 100,000 different pieces of fabric in his place, 100,000. And so just pure genius when it comes to that. Now the second guy is my guy, Alex. So for me, I ain't got $500 a day budget to be rocking out throughout the whole trip. And so this is more like your 5 Series Beamer, right? Or your E-Class Benz. It's a nice joint. You can't go wrong with it. And so this is like what Alex has. And then his joints start like $125. And literally he'll make you tell him what you want. You tell him the fabrics that you want. He'll come to your spot and measure you. Or if it's not him, one of his people will come and measure you. And if you tell him like an exact look that you want, he'll go ahead and make that. Or if you have like a custom joint, he'll go ahead and make that happen. So shout out to Alex. You'll see all the fits that I got from him. I got a few different fits. And then, this is pretty much what I was wanting. Man, there's nothing regular about Ghana. So why fit in when you could be custom, baby? Now you can't come to Ghana without eating right. Now let me know in the comments, Ghana jello or Naja jello? You know it's a Naja thing here now. But yo, you can't come to Ghana without eating, and there was so many different options. And so I'm just gonna go through a few of them with you right now. Soon as she walking, yeah. People them falling. Now there was one culinary experience that really stood out from the rest, and that was from Binta. So she literally travels all over the world, sharing her local food. And so like 1 week she's in Germany, another week, she could be in South Africa, she could be in America. And so if you're lucky to be in town when she's around, I highly recommend it. And my people over at Tastemakers help set up this whole experience. So shout out to my Tastemakers. Now, I know in Ghana is one of the top places in the world when it comes to nightlife, so I want to just share a few of my favorite places with you.
Somebody's falling, yeah. Soon as she walking, yeah. People them falling.
So now, if you want to get outside of the hustle and bustle for a little bit, one of my favorite places, about an hour and a half outside of Accra, is in Ada, is Aqua Safari Lounge. This place is fly. They got the jet skis, they got the boats, they got a nice resort, and it's just pure relaxation vibes. And I was actually out there with my homies from the Toasted Life, so they were in town as well. So we just had the most amazing time. You know, sunset all around, drinks are flowing, and I can't tell you how amazing that spot is. And there's a little secret location as well. This cigar lounge that's about 15 minutes away, and you would think you're in the most exclusive elite speakeasy when you talk about the most elite whiskeys and cigars. And so this guy that grew up in England was like, I just want to create an oasis away from everyone. And like, I just could never imagine this place in Ghana. I was like, what is this place? And it's about 15 minutes away from there. So I'm not even gonna say much, just look.
Soon as she walking, yeah. People them falling.
And then one of the coolest things that we did is just actually get to know the people. And so people always have a perception of how Africa is in general or how Ghana is. And so I just wanted to show you how I live when I go to Ghana or I go to these other places, because there's always two sides to a story. And people always just want to show you, hey, a safari, or we're just saving the kids. And that's not to say that there's not issues within Ghana, but that's not the only story, right? So a lot of times we're just hanging out, having dinner parties. Like we went over to my homegirl Ruby's house, and it was just amazing. Like just beautiful vibes, beautiful people, eating traditional Ghanaian dishes. She's trying to tell me that the Ghanaian jollof was better, but okay. But I'm just telling you, there's so many different sides, and like one of the things I love doing is just educating people to show them. And most people are like, oh my, when I put it on my Instagram stories, like, yo, people are living like this out in Ghana. I was like, yo, yes. Then another thing, people don't know how diverse the art scene is. The art scene is crazy and well respected around the world. And then so my brother, man, that I ran into in Ghana, I got introduced to him through Opal, is one of the greatest artists in the world. We went to his place and actually uses recycled goods throughout Ghana. And when I say his work is respected, he's got a piece in the Vatican. Facebook bought literally like the weight, 600 pounds, that is in the office there on Hackaway in Silicon Valley. When we're in the Kempinski taking a picture, like he's got this huge piece behind him. Like the art scene out there is crazy, and they have so many amazing artists, you know, within Ghana. You know, I was in Ghana for 2 weeks, and so this is not all that I'm gonna share with you. And I have so many more in-depth stories, right? So I told you I got my sister, Miss St. John, and then, you know, Pops, you know, he did a whole basketball camp in Ghana for the kids. I think he was expecting like 150, then like 300 showed up. You know, he was the second Ghanaian NBA player ever in the NBA. And then Opal, you know, co-founder of Black Lives Matters, was out there. And we just had such an amazing time. And then my new brother that I met there, Mr. Mano, John, you know, got to go to his cousin's house, Richard. And then he was just sharing, you know, the vision of what so many people have for this new Ghana with, you know, new medical facilities, just so many things where so many people are moving back because they see the opportunity. And I saw it myself. And just also, like the roots, the culture, where you're in a place and you're like, wow, I'm not even a minority here. I just feel like a normal person. And the energy, like Ghanaian people, they are so calm and the spirits are so beautiful. The culture is so rich. And so in the full episode, you know, I'm gonna dive into, you know, these individual stories and, you know, what they have to share and what we did on the ground. And then also, we went outside of Accra to some of the most beautiful places in Ghana, and I'll be sharing those with you. So make sure that you subscribe. If you are not subscribed on the channel, make sure that you do that. But yeah, like I said, there is just so many amazing things to do, and I was just there for 2 weeks. But now I want to end talking about December. Like I said, I've made the ultimate guide below if you want to find out everything to do in detail about December and then anytime, throughout the year. And then, like I said, I talked to so many different people. When you talk about Afrochella, you want to know about Afrochella? I was actually with the founders. I went there, I was talking to the big homies Alvin and Kwame, and I went to their studios, the BBNZ studios. Lauryn Hill just pulls up there randomly. They've got a lot of the biggest artists, in Ghana that record there. There's just so many amazing people that I connected with, during my time there. Even Mr. Chocolate, you hear his story of how he started, and now he's one of the biggest, fashion icon. Literally sets a lot of the trends when it comes to, African clothing in general. Sets a lot of the trend in the new wavy form. And so with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end here. Any questions? Hit us in the comments. We'll be sure to get them answered. And make sure you check out that guide. And another thing, the year of the return. People want to know about this, right? People are like, oh my God, who's coming? I hear this person's coming. But then also people just want to be connected to their roots. They want to know where they come from. And so one big thing that I found out, there's several different DNA tests that you can take, right? And they actually have African ancestry. And so I put a link below to that. The double NAACP was out there while she was there. And I know a few people that know the founder of African Ancestry. So I was like, let me see if I can get you guys a special discount for that. I don't know at the time of recording, but hopefully, I can reach out to her and get y'all a discount for that. Because that one will actually break it down by what tribe, you are from. And, goes really deep with that. But all in all, I gotta send a big shout out to my homies, Nate and Yuri. They helped film this entire project. And it was just such a cool experience, filming something on the motherland. We got so much more stuff coming for Ghana. I'm so excited. And make a shout out to Isaiah on the keys, composing, this amazing music here. And then just shout out literally to Ghana. And I want to send an amazing shout out to even the president's office, and really standing behind tourism and getting behind everything, and even giving us an opportunity, to come into the office and talk about, some of the things that we've seen and that we feel can be made better. And like I said, I just want to thank everybody there on ground. I really feel that Ghana is going to become one of the top places to visit in the world because of the amazing people within the countries, within the country. But anyways, I'm out of here. Take care. In life that I don't like feeling is poor. It doesn't matter if it's spiritually, emotionally, financially. And so in life, growing up in Chicago, the biggest dream for me and my boys was to either go to Miami, go to Vegas, and do it big. And now there's one way to feel poor really quickly, is doing Miami or Vegas right. But the thing is, coming from Chicago, it's cold, you don't really have that tropical weather. So it's always been a dream of ours to go down to Miami. And so when I started looking at the prices to do Miami right, I'm not talking about cheaping out. I'm talking about doing it like celeb status, right? Like you see in the movies. I was like, yo, the way my bank account's set up, that's not gonna work. So I started looking at alternative options, right? And so what I've done in this video is I've done basically a price comparison between doing 2 weeks right in Bali, Indonesia versus Miami. And I'm gonna be breaking it down from everything from food, accommodation, activities, how much does it cost to fly from Chicago to Bali, and basically all of that combined. And not only that, breaking down different budgets, right? So are you making like $40,000 a year? Are you more in like the $80,000 a year? Or are you making maybe $250,000 and up a year, and you can afford some different options? So I'm breaking that all down in this video. Come around with your boy. I'm about to take you through Bali in a way that you've never seen before. Let's get it.
Yeah, we taking trips around the world.
Let me take the lead.
Alright, vacation, baby. Pesci, shoot 7.
Around the world, hey, right down the street. What a guan is, I heard you a single man. You know what I like, I don't know shy. You know what you need to do. baby Canada. I can even take you there. Maybe we go China. Let us go around the world.
So while I'm going to be talking about a 2-week adventure, I've been coming to Bali for years. If you know anything about Bali, I've been going to Canggu before they had stop signs and traffic lights. And so I've been living here up to 6 months at a time as well. So I know a few things, and I want to explain to you some of the cultural differences so you understand it. So if you're even going to like London or Europe, you pretty much have a cultural understanding of what's acceptable and what's not. In Asia, it's a little bit different. So there's just simple things that can make all the difference for you. In Asian culture, they are very respectful. They have respect for, the elders, right? Respect elders. Respect is everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're in Thailand, with the king. In Bali, just respect is a huge thing for the culture. And then they also have different religions, right? So you'll see things all around the city and it looks beautiful. I love looking at it. And so most people in Bali are Hindu. About 90% Hindu, 10% Muslim. And then if you go down to the islands, though, more of like the Lombok area, down in Gili Islands, they're mostly Muslim. And so there are different, like I said, different cultural differences. Also, when you enter, if someone invites you to their house, take off your shoes. It's like, it doesn't even matter if, pretty much everywhere except Western culture. If you're in an African household, if you're in pretty much any Asian culture, take off your shoes when entering the home. So one of the things people like to do, no matter where they're at around the world, is have fun. And now there's certain things that are not accepted in certain cultures. So like in Muslim culture, alcohol is like really forbidden. In other cultures, like smoking weed is legal, and in other countries that it's not. And so in Asia, pretty much no drugs are allowed. Alcohol is fine, but so now if you get caught smoking weed or even doing some X in the United States or European nations, you're not gonna go to prison. It's not accepted in culture, but you're not gonna like destroy your life. Now, one thing that could completely ruin your trip and potentially your life is getting caught, smoking weed or doing any type of drugs in Bali, right? And that can go for any Asian country. Doesn't matter if it's Thailand, Singapore. So just keep that in mind. Drink up, have shisha, do whatever, that is legal. So just kind of be aware of that and have fun. And then, actually one more thing. So on the topic of Miami, right, you'll see women, going down the street in their bikinis, rollerblading, or you'll see dudes with their shirt off if they're in shape, even if they're not. That is not acceptable in Bali. Like if you're on the beach, that's cool, but don't just be rolling around town with, shirtless. Anyways, man, like I said, I'm not gonna make it a lecture. Come ride around with your boy. So the whole crew is out here. Passport Heavy crew was deep. We went to the Uluwatu area. We went to Canggu, and then also Gili Islands. And so I'm gonna break down everything for you in this video. And now, so I'm gonna talk about Uluwatu. I haven't spent that much time in my Bali career here, but this is where, if you're a surfer, you know all about Uluwatu already. It's a legendary place on the Bukit Peninsula, right? But now, if you're not a surfer like me, I don't wanna lose my life in the water. I'm not built for them waves. I'm not even gonna pretend like I am. But one thing that I do love is, oh my God, they have some of the best views in the city. And so I stayed in this one place on top of the cliff. It wasn't directly on the water, but I saw the pictures on Airbnb and I was like, oh my God, if it's actually that epic, I'm gonna be impressed. So not only do I have this huge villa, it comes with a staff of 3, and the staff is awesome. They speak English, super friendly. I should try and learn some more Balinese words so I can be a better guest in the country. But they speak English, breakfast is included, and I mean, they have like this pool. It just overlooks like the entire city. And I'm just like, where am I at? And like, how much? Like 300, I think it was like 376 bucks a night. And there are 4 huge bedrooms in there. So if you have like 4 couples, that's like 50 bucks a person. Or if you have just like 4 girls and you're taking a girls trip, like 100 bucks a night, or a guy's trip, 100 bucks a night for this place with breakfast included. And the staff of 3 stay like 9 to 5 with you. So if you need anything, they take care of you. And now, how do you get around the area of Uluwatu? You can run a motorbike anywhere from like 50 to 70,000 for like a little scooter. And so here's one thing, word to the wise. Make sure that you wear a helmet. I don't want to sound like a mom or a dad, but I've seen so many people like ruin their trip by ending up in the hospital, or even worse, lose their lives. And it's most of the time it's avoidable if you actually just kind of chill out a bit, enjoy your vacation. For us, we had a private driver. a driver for the whole day is like 45 bucks, about 600,000 rupiah. And so when we arrived at the airport, it's just straight to Uluwatu, it was about 250,000 rupiah, which is about, I think about $18 or so. And so the guy had the name ready for me. I was like looking around, I was like, yo, where's the guy? And then like he was right there, took us straight to the villa. And now before I would take Uber, I'll tell you this, I love Uber, but here in Bali, they don't play that. A lot of areas, they're like, you messing with our money. Uber is not allowed, and so you can only get picked up in certain areas, but they allow you to drop off, and so that's what you can expect for driving. But we had to drive it like pretty much every day. It was like 45 bucks a day. I mean, who's complaining? And so, I mean, if you're more on a budget, you're not gonna really do that. You'll be on the scooter. But when you have like that relationship with the driver, they take care of you. I mean, you feel like a superstar. And back home, you'd be like, card declined. It's not happening. And then for food, we went to this one oceanfront spot. I forgot the name of it. Beautiful place. For everyone's meal, it ended up being like 50 bucks for the three of us. And then, oh yeah, you'll probably have some dudes that'll come up to you playing some music, and they'll want some money. So if you don't want them to play for you, be like, oh, no, I'm okay. No, I'm okay. Oh, because they will start playing, and they'll be like, hey, can we get some money? And for me, I was like, yo, we in Bali, man. Play some music. Let's vibe, bro. Let's vibe. And I gave him like 100,000, which is like, I think $7 or so. If you're not fancy like that and you don't want to spend, $60 for, in Miami, that meal would have, oceanfront would have been probably like 200 bucks plus. But now, maybe you just want a quick bite to eat. They got this spot called Pit Stop, and we went to Pit Stop, and they have them all over the city. Pit Stop is in Uluwatu, Seminyak, and Seminyak is 24 hours a day, and Canggu is open till like midnight. And it's basically McDonald's price. I don't even remember what the exact price was, but basically McDonald's type pricing. One of my favorite things to do in a city or a country when I go is spending some time learning about the history. And there's this one spot, it was like a cultural, historical, basically Balinese history place where you can learn about the traditional dances, the traditional clothing, and just, about Bali in general. And they have this epic like statue that you can see. It was a beautiful place. And an entrance to there was about 140,000 rupiah, which is about $10. It's not the cheapest thing in the world, but once you see the performances and basically everything that goes into making this place, you're like, okay, it's well worth the price of admission. So some of the best things they say in life are free and you can't pay for them. But the only thing that you need in Bali is to pay for the surfboard. So about $14 or so. And then you can ride the waves for as long as you want. And it's one of the best things that you can do, and obviously one of the best exercises. And now my favorite thing is I went to this place in Ulu. The driver took us there. And so I have this friend called Sarah. She knows literally everything about Bali. I've known Sarah since the first time that I came to Bali. She's probably about this tall, but her laugh is hilarious. She's just always laughing, and she just basically made a list of the places that we needed to go. And then she told us about this one beach. She's like, you have to go check it out. I told the driver, he took us there, and then we rolled up. So my man behind the camera right now, Mr. Anthony, it was the first time that he's seen monkeys in real life outside the zoo. He was like, whoa, man, you gotta be careful, man. I heard they're vicious, man. They'll tear you up. I was like, yo, chill, man. They're all right. But the thing is, they do steal phones, they steal cameras, water bottles, so watch yourself. But once we got down to the water, oh my God, this place was amazing. And they had like this little cove that you could go inside. People are just chilling out for the whole day. Cost of that, nothing. Just bring a blanket. The vibes are good. People are doing flips. If you actually want to know who did the flip, that again with the man behind the camera. But people just got their bikinis on, having a good time, going swimming. The water feels amazing. And it's one of the best things that you can do in the Uluwatu area. So I was just looking up, I was like, how much does it cost to get to Bali round trip? So I just hopped on Expedia just to check out, what are the actual prices. Going to Miami round trip in October is about 250 bucks, not bad. Now going to Bali round trip in October is about $873. So that's what I looked up. It's almost like, it's like triple the price, but the thing is it makes up in other ways. But back to Bali, right? So in Ulu, if you're not doing the villas and you're not a big group, maybe you're just rolling there with your girl. We had some friends in town and they were staying at this place called the Golden Tulip. And this place was beautiful. Like rooftop pool, beautiful rooms, nice restaurant, welcome drinks. Like when you walk in, you know where you can just tell a place is nice, like from the lobby. Like you can tell, like, nah, that's a bummy ass place. Now you walk in, the lobby has like this huge waterfall, and that place was like $40 or so a night. And I was like, yo, if you were a couple, that's $20 a person. So like now if you're doing a villa in Miami, like the place that we had, that would probably be, if I was in Miami, about $2,000 a day. Like no joke. Go hop on Airbnb, look up villas out there. It's about $2,000 a month. I mean, $2,000 a night for a similar type of place. And the first place that I stayed ever in Bali was this place called the Bali Dream. This place was incredible. I paid like $40 a night for the regular room because it was just myself. I was like, I don't need a big villa, right? But here's another thing though. There, if you want to experience like that villa life, you can actually do it at the Bali Dream. This is a hotel resort, but for $100 a night, it was about $100 or so, they have like this amazing private villa. Like they have this whole row, and like I think there's like 8 private villas on the property. You have like your private kitchen, you have your private pool, you have this amazing bathroom. But my favorite thing about the Bali Dream is not even the villas, it's the massages. When you roll up to the Bali Dream, for me, half of a massage is like the environment. These rooms here, they've got like the nice bed. If you're doing like couples massage, they have like this bathtub, they have nice showers. Yo, this is life. And like a whole hour massage. Like I'm probably getting it wrong, but it's like $25, maybe $20. My favorite place in Bali is Canggu by far. Now, they don't have the best beaches, they don't have the best views. You'd be like, Jabril, why do you go there? For the community and the vibes. This is where I live, and it's probably the best place for expats. They have a community there. And then also you have like the local culture, you know, so local people are there. And it's like a nice mix between the two. Cost of living is good there. Like I said, I've been coming here since there wasn't stop signs and traffic lights. And so let's talk about accommodations. My favorite villa that I've ever stayed in my entire life was here in Canggu. So we rolled up, the Airbnb pictures, they looked amazing, but when I rolled up, let me tell you, the pictures did not do this place justice. Like you have 24-hour security, you have like housekeepers, you have chefs, you can order food pretty much like any time of day. Like they're there from like 9 o'clock in the morning till like 6 o'clock at night. Breakfast is included. If you want massages at the house, like anything that you want. And now the design of the house is something out of like a movie set. I felt like I was on a movie set. I could go on and on about this place. And now here's the kicker. It was only $288 a night. Now I'm not saying $288 a night is cheap, but yo, 3 couples, that's $100 a night. Here you have a whole villa with a whole staff included, and it's like 5-star service. And now let's talk about food. There are so many different restaurants options available. They have a place called Crates where you can roll up, really cool, like $7 you can get breakfast, or if you're going there for lunch, a real cool spot. But now, I want to talk about if you've grown. I feel underdressed when I went to the lawn dressed like this. Here's like you're grown up, it's sexy, it's like, hey, I dress nice, the vibe is nice, it's a family atmosphere. Hey, and I was like, this is so nice. Let me buy a bottle of Moe. And it was like 1.2 million rupees, which was about $90. Sometimes I like to I was like, hey, it's just one of those vibes. It's just sexy and it's grown. Now, if you want to step it up a bit, about 20 minutes away in a place called Seminac is literally best beach club that I've probably been to in my life. And this place is called Potato Head. It's not to be missed. Yes, it's as tourist as it gets, but the view when you walk up, like the scenery, the decor, everything about this place is amazing. When you leave there, you're like, yo, when are we going back? And now the prices, you can get like a picture of a cocktail. I think it's like $50 or so. The food's affordable, like $10 a plate. If you want to pop a bottle of Moe, I think there it was like 1.4 million rupees, so about a little over $100. And it's like, yo, like the sunsets, it's criminal. If you go there and don't experience sunset, you're doing something wrong. You have like the day beds, the pools, and then the beach right out in front. We met some friends, and then Fua was just running around like, you know, he's got like the 8-pack. And then he met some girls. They're like, ooh, how you doing, Fufu, Mr. Abnormal Fitness, hey, hey. And then they're like, I was like, yo, you might as well just run along the beach, get some good footage. And then you just see him running along the beach. Yo, it's always a party when Fufu's around. And so getting around town in Canggu, me and my brother, we like the dirt bikes, we like the Ninjas, we like the custom motorbikes, and those go for, if you're doing it daily, it's about 200,000 rupiah. But now if you want it, most people get around on like the little scooters, right? They get a little surf rack. Those go for about 50,000 rupiah a day. And if you do it a month, it works out to like even 20,000 rupiah a day. Like really, really good price. I'm gonna transition into the place with the best water in like pretty much Indonesia, and that's in the Gili Islands, the Lombok area. Unfortunately now, when we rolled up, it was that we took this boat there. I forgot the price of the boat. Basically, it's 3 hours from Canggu or anywhere on the island. Pretty much, it takes a while to get there because you take like an hour or hour and a half coach or basically a little van, and then you roll up there, and then you take a ferry for like another hour and a half. And every time I've been there before, the weather has been perfect. This time, it was raining cats and dogs. Check the weather before you go, because if you're like us, it rained like the majority of the time that we're there. Every other time, the weather's been perfect. And everything on the island is based around the water. Going yachting, scuba diving, snorkeling, everything is water-based. It looked so depressing. I felt so bad for everyone because some people, it was like their first time. I was like, no, this is not what it's like. The good thing is we had this dope villa, and the colors of this villa was like out of a movie, and it had 4 bedrooms. It wasn't 4 real bedrooms, it was like 2 real bedrooms upstairs, and then downstairs they had, because it was like identical places, and they had 2, basically it was like a living room / bedroom studio downstairs. But I can't recommend, that place enough. The vibes were good, the staffs were good, and we rolled up at this place called the Exile. The vibes were good. It's just like island life. They got the drinks that are flowing, they got the food. And then the best part is like the swings in the water. If you've seen Instagram and you see like that picture, this is pretty much it. But this place is like picture perfect. When the sun's out, you cannot, I promise you cannot do anything better than this. This is what Gili Islands is about. You have like literally horses riding by, and the energy there when the sun's out, everyone's just as happy as can be. You can't ask for much more. The best thing about the Gili Islands is the vibe. It's island life all day. Things to be aware of. It's a small island. You can literally walk around the whole island in a little over an hour. So things like the internet goes out. Water is not always consistent. So be aware of that. You will see insects. You will see ants. You will see all types of animals that you've probably not seen before. And so party life on the island is crazy. Nightlife for days. Restaurants. You got to go to like the thing is called the roast house. They have the best chicken on the island. It was so good when we rolled up, they only had 1 chicken left. I was like, yo, what's going on? I know the chicken's good, but 1 chicken. But they had a bunch of other food. Vibes were good there. But in closing, Bali is just one of those places I recommend. Like, I'm going back myself for 3 months. I highly recommend it. And so one of the things that I've done is, because people always have a bunch of questions, so I have like the links to the Airbnbs. Those are in the description. To pretty much like some of the restaurants that we went to. But we made a whole guide with everything. And you'll see a link in the description where you can download it. And so it's an extensive guide. So you'll see here all over the world, and we'll be dropping them passport heavy style. And I gotta say, give a big shout out to everyone involved in this project. My man behind the camera, Anthony, holding it down. We had Maria organizing everything, and then the girls they came through and really put it down. And if you're seeing any of the new pictures on Instagram, Megan the Extraordinaire, most people think she's a model. I was like, no, she's a photographer. But anyways, man, I've had so much fun. If you have any more questions, leave comments. And man, I appreciate y'all just tuning in today. I know this was a long video, but I wanted to clue you up on everything that you need to do in Bali. I'm out of here. I appreciate you. Take care.
Hey everyone, welcome to Afro Club Live, now showing on NoireTV on Verizon Fios channel 269 and Optimum Cable channel 11. Live on NoireTV, we highlight the best lounges and clubs in multiple cities around the world. Hear directly from the club promoters in multiple cities in the USA and around the world. Hear from DMV promoters such as DJ Jamster, Nana, Dabuchi, Kunzo, Hakeem Tay, Issa Tams, Fred, TJ, and EG, plus promoters in other cities on what life is like in their clubs. As our host, SB takes you on a fantastic trip in lounges and clubs like Elevate, Dama, 1812 Lounge, Society, and Spectrum. Watch promoters and their events in cities like DC, DMV, Atlanta, New York, New Jersey, Chicago, and Los Angeles. Now showing on NoireTV, channel 269 on Verizon Fios, channel 1100 on Optimum Cable Vision, on NoireTV.com on Android and iOS devices.
All I get a great baby.
You and I.
You know you the if fire you the cause you drop. Shit, you know go one person. The way you the dance, girl. I am ready. Why get love fire, mommy? Let's hop in my Maserati. Baby, hop in my Maserati. I say hop in my Maserati. Hop in my Maserati. Girl, I wanna see you go down. Yeah, say I love the way you go body. Hop in my Maserati. Baby, hop in my Maserati. And I just wanna see you right. Somebody, your body. I'm on check out all of it, body. Somebody needs somebody. My body, your body. I'm on check out all of it. Let me give you a say now you didn't mesmerize me. I'm out to shine. Just now up the music, make it go low. I go give you steady on the slow. Baby, don't tell me got you down. Shorty, I know you like to buy. I'm out to jump on me. Giovanni, shit up, daddy. I'm a guy. Innocent, no fact. I'm gonna make you up. Pick you up. Oh, I'm Maserati. Baby, up in my Maserati. I say up in my Maserati. Up in my Maserati. Girl, I wanna see you down. Yeah, say me I love you, big body. Up in my Maserati. Baby, up in my Maserati. And I just wanna see you right. Somebody needs somebody. My body, your body. All of you, all of you. Somebody needs somebody. Somebody needs somebody. Up in my Maserati. Make you love in my Maserati. I say up in my Maserati. Up in my Maserati. Girl, I wanna see you go down. Yeah, say me I love the way you go down. Up in my Maserati. Make you love in my Maserati. And I just wanna see you right.
Oji o gbọpẹ́, ọmọ tó sùn ló gbọ́. Oji ló gbọpẹ́, ó sùn wọ́. Oji o gbọpẹ́, ẹni tó sùn ló gbọ́. Ẹni tó jí ló gbà sàn. I can feel my legs no more. Mo ti yó pa, mo dẹ̀ máa jó pa. I can feel my face no more. I can feel my legs no more. Mo ti yó pa, mo dẹ̀ máa jó pa. Mo ti dọ̀tí, àwọn sẹ́kẹ̀ bó fẹ́ máa yọ̀dí. Wọ́n fẹ́ gbọ́mù bọ̀dí, wọ́n fẹ́ yọ̀dí tí àti mọ̀dí. Ọmọ tó wá jó dáadáa ló máa gba dọ́là. Abẹ́rẹ́ pẹ́lẹ́ ọmọ náà bọ́là. Gbóná láti wíńtà àwọ̀ sọ́mà. Mi ò ṣe custom, I no dey border. Dúró tán bí ti sójà, bàrà jẹ́ bí ti kódà. Gàrà tán bí ti lódà. Bóyá shout out sáwọn bọ́mbà. NDDC MD lọ́dàkú. Náwó yẹn tán yóò máa kó ṣiṣẹ́ lóko. Wàásù ó yà lájú owó ọpọlọ lọ sọ pé ẹni tó làágùn. Ó sùn ó gbọ́, ó jí ó gbọ́. Ọmọ tó sùn ó gbọ́, ọmọ tó jí ló gbọ́ pẹ́. Ó sùn ó gbọ́, ó jí ó gbọ́ pẹ́. Ẹni tó sùn ló gbọ́, ẹni tó jí ló gbọ́ pẹ́. Feel my face no more, feel my legs no more. Tí yóò pa, mo dẹ̀ máa jó pa. Olùgbà Yahuze, ó maintain. It was soon on complain. Èmi kọrin pa wọ́n bí ti T-Pain. Wizzy ní Starboy kò kí n ṣe the weekend. Bí ti Soja, Barajẹ́ bí Koda, Garaton bí ti Loda. Oya, shout out sound bomba. The cash is plenty, spend it raw. She likes the woo, Christian Dior. 247, one more with ball. She never see her before. Loading, 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 loading,